Well, while I'm waiting on parts so I can put that back together, I got the air filter out here. I'm just cleaning that up. It's an old oil bath style air filter. Some of you maybe never seen those before. Don't know how they work, so pretty simple. The air comes in here, comes out through the bottom, and it goes into a little cup filled with oil, which I've got here. It makes a nice sharp bend, and all the little dirt and crap gets sucked into the oil and falls out into the oil, and then comes back out of there, goes out around the outside, and it hits those filters in the back, which I'm cleaning, and those are caked with oil, so they'll pick up any extra dirt that missed, and it'll come out that end clean as a whistle. But my grandpa hadn't cleaned that for, I think he said 10 years, so I'm going in there and it was filled with crap, you know, just caked. So I'm cleaning that up, getting it all nice and ready to go, and put it together once I get the parts. Alright, I've got the air cleaner cleaned up, clean as a whistle inside, got it bolted back on, ready to go, fresh oil in the bottom, and I got my parts today. I got new plug wires, got all the gaskets I need, head gasket, inspection plate, cover gaskets, manifold gasket, also got a switch, and I've got a new sediment bowl and shut-off assembly there, all brand new. I've already got that on, so first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and make sure I got everything clean on the head gasket surface. I'll throw the head gasket in and torque down the head. Alright, I got the head bolted back down, torqued down. I got it wired up good enough to crank, and I already did that. Tested compression on this one, which was my lowest one. I got 60 psi. What I did when I had the head off was I put a little bit of oil in the cylinders there, and I think that bumped up the compression. So rather than testing them all and cranking it and washing that oil down, what I'm going to do is put it back together enough so it should fire if it's going to work. And then if it fires, I'll go ahead and throw the hood on and put the gas tank back in and everything and see if she runs. But I replace the wires here in the switch yet, so I'll be doing that and put the intake back on, and then we'll see if she goes. Well, I got the spark plug wires out, and what I did was I tied a string to them before I pulled them out this way. That way I can just pull the, tie the new wire to it and pull it back through that way. Makes it a lot easier. So I've got spark plug wires going in. They come with this boot off, so they'll slide through real nice, and then when you get them out, you just put the boot back on, and I'll plug them in, and we'll go from there. Just figured I'd share this little string tip, make it easier than fishing out wires. Well, we're getting there. All the plug wires are in, the manifold and the carburetor are back on. The linkages are hooked back up. The oil filter bolted back on. All that's left is to hook up the muffler. I'll throw the generator back on, tighten that up, and then I'll replace that switch, and hopefully there'll be enough gas in there to maybe get it to pop. I don't care if it runs, just as long as it pops. And then if it does, we'll finish it up. We'll put the hood back on, fill it with the coolant, put the air hose back in, all that, and we're good to go. Well, everything's together to the point where it should pop. I don't know if it'll run. There's should be a little bit of gas left in the carburetor, so should pop. Generator's on. New key switch is in. It's not all completely assembled, but it should be good enough to pop. So see what happens. I ain't even got the tank hooked up. Well, long story short, no spark. We should have had spark because the problem we were having before was the switch wasn't delivering power to the coil. I replaced that. Now I've got consistent power to the coil, but I still have no spark. So we took it off there, and my dad actually dropped the rotor, and the little knob on the end came off. So I convinced my grandpa to go up and get a tune-up kit, which came with a new rotor, plugs, new points, already put them in and set them right. So they should be good. New condenser in there. Hook that all up right, so I can go ahead, put this back together. Hopefully it'll work. I also got another cap. The ones in the old one here, a little pitted. I figured, you know, I'm not taking more chances with this tractor. So the coil apparently is good. It was checked, I guess. So it damn well better work. That's all I gotta say. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it all back together, and hopefully we'll get some spark. I don't care if it runs right now. I just want to see some spark. Well, alright, I put all that stuff on the front and still didn't get any spark. So I took a jumper wire from the coil straight to the battery. Got spark. Kind of pisses me off because, you know, when I first brought it in, or before I brought it in actually, it was down at my grandpa's place. We looked at it and it wasn't starting, so I checked the spark. Didn't have any spark. Checked power to the coil. Had power to the coil. We went through all that. We didn't replace anything. We just looked at it and cleaned it up. And still didn't get any spark. So I took a jumper wire there and I ran it across. And I got spark. Excuse me, I checked the voltage again. And I didn't have voltage. So I wiggled the key and I got voltage. So then at that point I figured it was the key, because you wiggle it and you get voltage. So I went ahead and just jumpered it, and we tried to get, we got spark after that, and still wouldn't start. So then he said he would look at the fuel system, and I don't know if he did that or not. And then he called me back and we checked the compression, and that's pretty much where you guys came in. And I looked at that and then tried to fire it up again. No spark again. So I went ahead and just put a tune-up kit in it. Still no spark. So the only thing left was that little resistor right there. So I bypassed it with the key rather than having a wire just running over there. And now I get spark. It still won't start though. What I did was I put some, I just dribbled a little gas in the cylinders and tried to fire it. And the most I got was some fire coming out of the exhaust. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let that charge up. And then we'll have to figure out what's wrong with it. But at least I have some sort of spark. Kind of pissed me off. I hate throwing parts at something, but I guess I needed a tune-up kit anyway, so. Oh well. I guess you'll see more in the next video.